Hi, welcome to the classroom. I'm Chef Roger. I'm about to teach you how to make some vol au vent. Vol au vent are made out of puff pastry. And after we bake that puff pastry, we create some kind of a little cup. Nice little pastry shell, I would say. It's something that you can fill with different food preparation. And you know, there's a lot you can do with them. Me, I'm going to fill them up with a little bit of tomato fondue and some black olive. I'm going to serve that as a little amuse-bouche on a party. But you could fill them up with many different recipes. It's really up to you. You know, when you see what we get, you might understand better, and you'll see what use you could have for them. So here I have some puff pastry. If you do not know how to make puff pastry, make sure to check my class on how to make that. It's pretty simple if you follow the right procedure. Okay, I'm going to flour that puff pastry a little bit. First on top and on the bottom. I'm going to roll it just a tiny bit more here than it is. I would say 1 to 2 millimeter thick. 2 millimeter thick. So I'm almost there. After you roll it, you want to remove the excess of flour. Very important. You brush it off this way. So after you roll it, you're going to use a pastry cutter. I'm using a fluted pastry cutter here. You can use a straight one depending what you have. You could make them square also. It's really up to you. So I'm going to cut them like that. I place them onto a seal pad that I have here. You could use also some parchment paper. Then I'm going to put them all this way here. So I have, try to yield a little bit, one more here, yes, just like that. Okay. You want to make sure that your puff pastry is very cold. Huh? If it's too soft, as you move them around, they're going to lose their shape. So the puff pastry needs to be cold. Very important. If you feel it's too soft, just let it rest in your fridge a little bit so it's easier to work with. So after you have those, I'm going to take a smaller ring. I'm going to cut the inside this way. But as I cut it, I want to make sure that I do not remove the inside. It's very important that it stays in. Like that. So I have 12, which is going to give me actually 6 vol au vent. So you're only going to cut half of what you made. Then the other ones here, we're going to egg wash them. I'm going to take an egg wash. Here I have 1 egg that I beat with some a little bit of heavy cream. And lightly I'm going to egg wash those. When you egg wash them, you do not want to put too much egg white, so the egg white will drip eventually on your seal pad of parchment paper, and it will stick to it and prevent the dough to rise nicely. So it's very important not to put too much. The one I'm egg washing right now will be the bottom part of my vol au vent. So vol au vent was created years ago by a chef called Antoine Carême, which was really the precursor of classic French cooking. He came up with the idea of taking 2 pieces of pastry dough and overlapping them on top of each other like that. See? As you overlap them, don't forget the egg wash, because if not they won't stick to it, and as they bake they will separate themselves. Now you want to press a little bit on the edge, a little bit, not too much, because you don't want to lose the structure of your dough. Okay. And then we're going to egg wash again the top. I will bake them in an oven at 400 degrees till they're nice and brown, a nice golden brown. Just like that. I'm going to move them apart from each other because they're going to grow a little bit eventually, and I don't want them to start sticking to each other. So that, before I bake it, I'm actually going to let the dough rest for a good 10 minutes in my fridge. I want the dough to be very cold. If I put that in the oven and it's not cold enough, the dough might shrink on me too much and it will lose its nice shape. So, very important, very cold dough before you bake it. 10 minutes in your fridge or 5 minutes in the freezer. So the puff pastry are ready to come out of the oven. Beautiful little things here. Look at those. Nice little vol au vent. You see how they develop nicely? So look at them. Isn't that little nice little pastry shell that we created here? I'm going to put those here. So I made some earlier that are a little smaller and a little different. So just to show you that you can shape them differently if you want. So now here, I'm going to wait 5 minutes. Let them cool down a little bit, and then I will remove the little heart. And then I will fill them up with what I have here, which is a nice little tomato fondue. That's going to go inside. And then I'm going to put some diced olive on top of that. So they rested for 5 minutes. I'm going to cut around that top here to remove it. And then I'm going to remove the excess of pastry that's inside, so it's very hollow. Or hollow. Just like that. Remove this. So now that it's hollow completely inside, I can take some of my preparation here and just fill those up with it nicely like that. Make sure you see I'm kind of shaking it, so make sure it fill up the entire dough inside. Then I finish it this way. I'm going to take the black olive and I'm going to cut quarter actually. I'm going to put those just like that on top. This one is too much. And then to finish it, I will put back my little lid here. This is how you make a beautiful little vol au vent. Thank you for watching, and I hope I'll see you next class. Bye bye.